don't know about you, but sometimes I get sick. You know how it is. Sometimes I get sick because I've been exposed to something like the flu. Sometimes it's a longer term difficulty from someone else's impact on my life, like when my car got hit from behind and injured my back. And sometimes it's just my genetic makeup, the allergies I battle every spring. Mental health is much the same because it's, well, health. Like our physical bodies that move on a continuum between good and poor health, there are times when our mental health is good. We're able to think, act, and feel in ways that allow us to approach life and its challenges with hope. And there are times when our mental health is poor, when it's difficult to meet the demands of everyday life with clear thinking and positive feelings. Those times of poor mental health might be because of being exposed to some really difficult things like loss or stress. They might be a longer-term effect of experiencing mistreatment at the hands of others, or they might be part of the genetic package we've been given. But wherever they come from, times of poor mental health are discouraging, sometimes frightening, and always exhausting. When we see a young person struggling with their mental health, we need to ask, where are they on the continuum? Whether they are sliding downward or just parked at a difficult spot for a while. We don't respond to someone who is having an appendicitis attack in the same way as someone who has a headache. Both bring pain and discomfort, but the need for an outside professional's intervention and the level of urgency are different. When a youth's mental health is highly disrupting their ability to live everyday life and doesn't seem to be changing even when situations change, it's time for outside intervention, beginning with a visit to their medical doctor to add to your support and care. Many youth experience bouts of poor mental health, like maybe they're battling feelings of anxiety or depression, and at times doing the things of everyday life becomes a challenge because the battle overwhelms them. We can equip these youth with some coping tools that help them move through those times and maybe not get stuck in them. Poor mental health is really disempowering, and having some concrete things we can do helps to distract from the overwhelming emotions raging inside. But it's more than that. Mental health has a lot to do with the brain, and having ways to take charge of our brain changes how we feel and act and live with mental health challenges. Here are a few practical things you can help them build into their life. First, grounding. Helping them practice connecting their brain to the concrete, tangible world around them rather than the emotional world within them. This might be as simple as looking around and listing the things they can see. How many things can they see that are red or blue? How many different sounds can they hear? How many names can they think of for a new puppy? Second, breathing. I know we hear this all the time, but most of us don't realize that our breathing gives messages to our brain about whether there's a crisis going on or whether our emotions can stand down. Invite them to pray while breathing, maybe saying, "Jesus, I give you," while breathing in, and "everything in me," while breathing out. Learning this kind of slow, steady, deep breathing is a powerful way to be in charge of our brains. And third, rhythms. I realize none of this seems like rocket science, but often it's not the big things, but the small things done consistently that begin to change a situation. In adolescence, the body is going through so many changes and needs the support of constant sleep, good food, and regular exercise. Getting outside into nature and spending regular time in supportive relationships are all part of the rhythms we can help young people create and stick with in their lives. And it makes a difference. Teens who are unrested are 40% more likely to suffer from depression. Don't underestimate the value of this simple thing. It's often difficult to think of what to do when sliding into poor mental health, so you might want to help the teens gather these strategies and others on their phone or journal as part of their own courage kit. After working hard to put some strategies into place to deal with a bout of poor mental health, a friend of mine said this: "It still feels like a storm is raging around me, but I feel like I'm in a bigger boat." That's exactly what we want to help young people who are struggling with mental health do: build a bigger boat.